Florida State, I'm disappointed. But you know what? I'm not even going to come on here and give you a hard time because I just sat here and watched Sports Center down Doo-Doo DJ for 30 minutes straight. They word for word basically said there's no hope for him. There's no chemistry between him and the receivers. And then they started comparing him to Cam Ward and talking about how successful Cam Ward is in this Miami offense and how it's just not going to work for Doo-Doo DJ at Florida State. I don't even need to say anything or down him. Part of me, if I wasn't a Miami fan, I actually even feels a tad bit sorry for him. Florida State let me down. 28-13 loss to Boston College. Florida State was favored at the time, right before kickoff on FanDuel, by 16.5, and you lost by 15. Make that make sense. I put out a tweet before the game, and I quote, "No way Boston College wins, right? I've got Florida State on top, 31-20. First game for Boston College, and it's at Doak." Bill O'Brien, wow. I was very well aware of Bill O'Brien's past. I know he's been an OC for the Patriots, so he's been in the NFL. I know that he was an OC at Alabama as well. But what a debut to go into Florida State at Doak, your first game, and take down a top 10 opponent. Now, whoa, trust me, I know. Florida State is far from a top 10 team. They're not even a top 25 team. Nowhere even close to that. But it doesn't change the fact that when he played them, it will go down in the record books as a top 10 win on their turf, an away game. So, hats off to Bill O'Brien, I guess. He's figured out how to play ball with Castellanos, and that's basically just don't have him throw the ball because he threw a lot of picks, last year. I think he threw like 15 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, so just run the ball. Boston College had 263 rushing yards compared to, guess how many for Florida State? Guess how many? 21. There is no way you can win the game with 21 rushing yards. Florida State looks undisciplined. Their O-line is trash. Their D-line is trash. All you have to do is line it up and run the ball down their throats, and they cannot stop it. I talked to multiple Florida State fans immediately after that game. It's live, right here documented. And they said, we're so shocked. We don't understand. The offseason was insiders in the media pumping up this team and telling us how good they're going to be. Might not be quite as good as last year, but hey, we're going to be pretty darn good. Possibly number one D-line in the country. Like, we're feeling good about ourselves. And I don't know if it's one or two too many Polar Pops for Doo-Doo DJ before the game, after he got the sponsorship, or what the heck is going on. But it looks bad for Florida State. I feel like a dummy because even though I put that tweet out and I said, hey, no way Boston College wins, right? I put my money on Boston College because it was too juicy. It was, here, we're keeping receipts for literally everything this season, literally everything. It was a plus 520 to take moneyline Boston College. And I said, those odds are too juicy. You don't pass on that. But I only put $2 because I was scared. Scared money don't make money, I know. But I'm usually a safe bettor. So I put $2 on it and I won $10. So thank you, Bill O'Brien. Thank you, Boston College. But I couldn't believe it. You can't pass on those odds. You can't pass on that. Here is my question. And a lot of people are already asking this. Is Florida State truly this bad? Because Boston College, I don't know fully what to expect out of them. I said last week, hold on, let's not jump to conclusions on Florida State because, it was in Ireland. It was game one. Sometimes you have, crazy games, when you're trying to get it together and figure things out. But now this was the second game for you on your field Boston College first game with a new head coach, and you lose 28-13. So is Boston College maybe going to be sneaky good? Bill O'Brien's a smart guy. He's not a dummy. Can he work some miracles with Boston College? Or is Florida State that bad? Is it both? Are both of them actually going to suck and Florida State's just really, really bad, so it made Boston College look pretty darn good? Because overall, Boston College, they didn't have to, so I get it, but they only threw for 106 yards. That's probably not going to get the job done against some of these other teams on Boston College's schedule. But over the last 2 games, Florida State has given up 453 rushing yards. I do not it's too late to fix Florida State. Is it fair to say that only 2 games in? I know you're not going to value my opinion very much, Florida State fans, because I am a Miami fan. Based on what we've seen, this is not fixable, not in 2024. No. Literally the fans, we were live, doing a live hangout. The fans were going, we want Brock, we want Brock, we want Brock. I thought you got the quarterback you wanted out of the transfer portal with DJ. And now you're chanting for the backup quarterback. You already, DJ's, bro, his confidence level is just absolutely shattered. He said Florida State was one of the places he dreamed of playing. He really wanted to go there, and now the fans are chanting for him to be on the bench. So how long until you want Mike Norvell fired? I know he's not going to be fired. I think he actually got a bump up in his salary this year. And I know that it's a juicy contract, but people were last year like, this guy's a mastermind. You don't want to mess with Norvell. No adjustments, no. Is the team just that bad? Does he just have nothing to work with? DJ, he can't make the 2-yard throws, the 5-yard throws. It's bad. And when he does hit guys, they drop it. We were trying to contemplate if maybe they were throwing the game on purpose because they have some kind of issue with DJ personally or Mike Norvell. I think it was a huge mistake. Florida State did all this like, yo, we're suing the ACC. Come on, have our backs. Like, let's get out of here. Who's going to want you? You might lose to Memphis. And I know it's easy for me to talk trash because, Miami 1-0, undefeated, and whooped up on the Gators in the swamp. But even though Florida was a bad team, you could still kind of just look at the team and see how they're playing ball, right? Like you can look at it and you're like, okay, this is looking good. Florida State, give me a positive. Florida State viewers, because I know a bunch of you watch this. Joel, Nick, Noel Squad, Noel's 24/7. I know I'm missing some of you guys. Jax, a bunch of you are Florida State fans. Give me a positive for your football team for 2024 that you think something you can kind of be like, all right, yo, we got a little bit of something here. I'm trying to be open, real, and honest with you. Setting my Canes fandom to the side. I would have nothing. Nothing for you guys. And it kind of sucks because I wanted this game to be hyped up. Miami versus Florida. I wanted it to be, Miami versus Florida State and then Miami versus Florida State again in the ACC Championship. Like in-state rivalry. Both teams in the state of Florida representing the conference. Yeah, right. That's off the table. I am actually kind of shocked. I didn't think Florida State was going to be super good, but I didn't think you would fall that far. How do you fall that far? I need Florida State fans to help me out. I'm not a Florida State expert. Miami Hurricanes are my team. Yes, I love college football. Yes, I watch Florida State games. I watched this one. I watched the Georgia Tech one. Wow. DJ's not the fit, though. But you can't bench the transfer portal quarterback that you brought in who's only here for 1 year. who came here to try to pad his stats and get some film for the NFL. Because you can't, well, let's go ahead and start developing the next guy. We got to think ahead because we're already 0-2 and it was 2 conference losses. That just ain't part of the deal. You already cut the check for this guy. Norvell looked lost. He was just like, wow, are we this bad? Really? I'm like, for real, I'm disappointed in Florida State. We can all laugh because we're Miami fans. Ha ha, Florida State, you say. I'm disappointed. Because if we go into that game and you guys have only won like 1 or 2 football games and we're undefeated, there's going to be no hype there. It'll still be fun to hang 40, 50, 60 on you guys. But it won't be nearly as hyped up. It's going to be 12:30 kickoff because you guys don't do your part. And all we always hear about as Miami fans is everything you've done in the past. Off-season champs. And the first thing they started bringing up as soon as we were talking trash is we beat y'all last year. Well, this is this year. This is 2024. I don't care what happened last year. I care about what's happening this year. And what would that make you? It's what I said to the Florida fans. They said the kindergarten Canes, unserious program, off-season champs. Now they want to fire their head coach and bench their starting quarterback, Graham Mertz. What does that make you when you get beat by those teams that you say those things about? That puts you below that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This is Boston College, Florida State. Boston College, you knew what you needed to do to beat Florida State, and you took care of business. They gave you the blueprint, Georgia Tech did, run it down their throats, manhandle them, toss them around, and it worked again. And Florida State still couldn't stop it. And I bet by the time the Miami game rolls around, it's still going to be the same game plan. You're not going to be able to handle the trenches. At one point in the game, I swear it was probably in the third quarter, and you had converted 1 third down. Florida State, like I'm serious. I'm so disappointed in you.